Hello, we'd like to welcome everybody to the Depot here on this beautiful May day. This is going to be our last concert for the regular school year. We'll also do a summer show at the Lake Harriet Band Shell on August 11th if you're interested in coming and checking us out. We are the Covert Ops. This is a song we've never done before featuring Dan Semrad on lead vocal. It's an old song called Please Mr. Postman. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, wait!
Oh yeah, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Wait!
Wait, yeah, Mr. Postman. Mr. Postman, look and see. Oh yeah.
Sobriety High is a school for recovering drug addicts in Edina, Minnesota. Our school has a lot of cool things. 60 kids in recovery, teachers who seem to really care about us, and a rock band. My name is Karen. I'm the drummer. One day I was with a friend and I had heard music playing out of a room and I didn't really know where the sound was coming from. I didn't see a door or anything. And so I was kind of like walking around the school with my friend, like, where is this noise coming from? It sounds kind of cool. And so we found this door to this little room and we opened it, and there was a bass player and a guitar player and they were just jamming together. And I saw a drum set, which is really when I got excited. And I was like, oh, I want to show these people what I've got, you know, because I mean, I've worked so hard to get where I am as a drummer. And so I sat down and I was like, can I play with you guys? I've played for a while, I'm pretty experienced, I think it would be fun. So they started playing a song that I was familiar with, Johnny Be Good, and I played it and they were like, wow, you're really good, let's keep going, let's do some other songs, here's some other songs that we play. And so I played with them and Joe heard me and Joe was like, wow, this kid's got talent, and he let me in the band. And TLC was very supportive of what I was doing. They thought it was really neat that I was involved in something that I enjoy. And that it was outside of the house. So they even like came to my gigs and Joe let me play some songs. It was just a lot of fun. Oh, it's awesome because I feel like I'm really working well with the other people, and I feel like I'm contributing something to something greater, and it's an amazing feeling.
I started playing guitar when I was 14, and it was something that I always wanted to do. My parents made me take piano lessons when I was a kid, and that was pretty typical of my generations. Lots of kids played piano, they were forced to do it. And I always wanted to play guitar. And when I was old enough to get my own, I did it when I was 14, and just had a band with my buddies in the neighborhood. And I was fortunate to come up when the music on crackly AM radios down at the beach and in the car was just wonderful. You know, like I love those old 70s songs, and I have older siblings, so they grew up with the Beatles. The Beatles records were in the house, just spinning all the time. And so I grew up in an era where I just think the music was so good, and I was just fortunate to be introduced to music during that era, and that's the music we still play in this band. We do classic rock.
The band is fun. I really can't, I like the people, you know, with all the different personalities and everything. It just makes it interesting. And then we get to know Joe more and stuff, and we like to joke around and stuff.
You know, I worked really hard with the string players, both guitar players and bass players. Lately, and hasn't always been true in years past, but we've been a three-piece band. We're a three-piece musically, so the bass player and the drummer have to be really, really solid. I worked really, really hard with Garrett just to get him up to speed as a bass player. And so I had to get this kid who just started playing bass in November up to speed for a major show, for a 2-hour performance.
The first show that I was in, I felt really, really nervous, obviously, but you know, it actually didn't turn out to be that bad. And then the second show, I had to sing a lot because Dan wasn't going to be there, so I was like, oh great, you know. But that turned out not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It feels good. I mean, it's really nerve-wracking in the beginning. Like, I usually get really nervous and really scared, and once you get up there, you kind of get used to all the people in front of you, and then it's kind of like, because we practice so much, it's kind of like just like I'm practicing, like I'm so used to it. So that's really cool, and it's also really satisfying to take what we've learned here, bring it out in front of other people, and you know, from what I've seen, I think they like it a lot. So it's kind of satisfying to see that people are enjoying what we're working so hard at doing.
I know how intoxicating music is. I mean, if you're able to perform and you get up in front of people, you receive the adulation, the people love it, they get that positive energy, you get hooked, and it's a real positive hook because it's a drug-free environment. If you're going to be any good, you're not going to be involved in drugs or alcohol.
On the weekends when I'm coming here for an hour or 2 hours or something, I mean, that I'm sober for 2 hours, so you know, I'm doing something that's not using for 2 hours, which is really cool. And it, you know, if I were to ever feel like going out and using, one of the things that would come to mind immediately would be the band, and the fact that if I do that, if I start using again, then I won't have the band in my life. Granted, I'm graduating this year, but I mean, it's helped me a lot so far, and it just gives me something to aspire to. And if I'm messed up, I'm not going to be singing or doing anything productive in music at all. So
I have kids who have said that they've stayed sober because of this band. They came to the school and stayed here because of this band. So I feel like it contributes to their sobriety and their overall well-being. We just watched a documentary on the Beatles, and they said that, and to quote Ringo, this is what he said in the documentary: the music we made when we were under the influence was absolute shit. And we never used the music we made under the influence. The stuff when we were sober, when we were together, we were a great little band. And what I always like to say about you know, music or sports, that's a natural way to get high. I mean, people can, if they're good at athletics, if they have a gift for athletics or a gift for music, that will help keep them sober because it can really stimulate them and give them that high, you know, that natural high, that healthy high that they're looking for.
It makes me feel like I'm a part of something. It's something that I enjoy doing. And those kinds of things help me stay sober, because if I don't have joy in life, then I don't really want to be sober. I don't really want to make my life better because I don't see anything that's worth living for.
Well, being in the band, I've learned like a lot of cooperation and a lot of responsibility and learning your parts and everything, and then also being accountable. Because, you know, you have to tell Joel if you can or can make practices and everything. And if you say you can, then you better be there.
I've learned a lot about myself, actually, because when I came into the band, I had no idea I could sing. I just sang in the shower. And then Joe, I wasn't really into singing. I just wanted to play the guitar or play the bass or something, play an instrument. And then Joe coaxed me into singing, and, you know, I learned that I have some singing ability, which is really cool.
Joe is like a father figure to me. He has had a big impact in my life.
Joe's a funny guy. He's really good at what he does, both teaching history and doing the band. He's really dedicated. He takes time that he could be spending with his family, that he could be sitting at home watching the Twins or something, you know.
I think that the standard way in the music business they define success is if you draw a big crowd to the venue in which you play, and then they ask you to come back and you continue to draw big crowds, then you're successful. And by that standard, this band is hugely successful. We're able to draw big crowds. Betsy loves it when I ask her, do you want the Sobriety High band to play there? I mean, I know that she'll never turn us down because she's going to make a lot of money. She's going to pack that place. She's going to sell a ton of coffee, a ton of whatever she sells. And so she loves us, we love her, and that's the standard for success. And by that measure, the Sobriety High band is a tremendous success.
I just think that he's great. He pushes us so hard, and he's got the same passion that I do, the love for music, and so we have kind of this understanding of each other, and it's just great. I love Joe.